Hello everyone, so this is the third video of this line wise explanation series of this particular chapter on the face of it. So, we have stopped in the last video in this particular line, I like to talk, right. So, from here we are starting again. So, Derry ultimately said that he is completely unable to understand Mr. Lamb because he is speaking peculiar things, he is a peculiar person. Now, what Lamb is saying? Lamb, I like to talk, have company. You do not have to answer all questions. You do not have to stop here at all. The gate is open. Mr. Lamb is saying that if you do not like, you can go. Derry, yes, but Mr. Lamb, I have a heap of bees behind those trees over there. Some hear bees and they say bees buzz. But when you listen to bees for a long while, they hum, and hum means sing. I hear them singing, my bees. So, Mr. Lamb is having a kind of personality who is always in love with nature and the natural things, and he is also trying to connect the boy with this natural world. Derry, but I like it here. I came in because I liked it when I looked over the wall. Mr. Lamb, if you had seen me, you would not have come in. No, Mr. Lamb, no. Derry, it would have been trespassing. Mr. Lamb, that is not why. Derry, I do not like being near people. When they stare, when I see them being afraid of me. And now Derry is saying that yes, because I do not like people. Now Derry is actually revealing his problem. When he is having a kind of connection with this character Mr. Lamb, he is gradually revealing his problems to him. Mr. Lamb, very important, please pay attention. Mr. Lamb, you could lock yourself up in a room and never leave it. There was a man who did that. He was afraid, you see, of everything in this world. A bus might run him over, or a man might breathe deadly germs onto him, or a donkey might kick him to death, or lightning might strike him down, or he might love a girl and the girl would leave him, and he might slip on a banana skin and fall, and people who saw him would laugh their heads off. So, he went into this room and locked the door and got into his bed and stayed there. So, these are the problems that the man was facing, the man was having in his mind. So, he locked and he stayed inside the room. Derry, forever. Mr. Lamb, for a while. Derry, then what? Mr. Lamb, a picture fell off the wall onto his head and killed him. Derry laughs a lot. Mr. Lamb, you see? Derry, but you still say peculiar things. Now Derry is ultimately having a connection with him. He is laughing, he is talking, and still he is saying that no, whatever you are saying, you are making me laugh, but you are a peculiar person. Peculiar in the sense you are not a natural person, you are not a normal person, you are having different kinds of thoughts. Okay. Mr. Lamb, peculiar to some. Derry, what do you do all day? Now Derry is interesting. Now Derry is showing his interest to the personal life of Mr. Lamb. What do you do all day? Mr. Lamb, sit in the sun, read books. You thought it was an empty house, but inside it's full, books and other things full. Derry, but there are not any curtains at the windows. Mr. Lamb, I am not fond of curtains, shutting things out, shutting things in. I like the light and the darkness, and the windows open to hear the wind. So, completely a different person. He is saying what? That he is not at all fond of curtains. Why? Because shutting things out means shutting things in. You are, if you are having the curtains, you are closing yourself, you are taking a kind of gap, you are making a gap with nature. So, here also the same thing, and what he is saying that I like both the things, the sunlight also, the rain also, the light also, the darkness also, and I like to hear the wind. I like to hear the wind. What a kind of personality, different, completely different. Derry, yes, I like that. When it's raining, I like to hear it on the roof. Now he is also, he can relate his personal likes and dislikes with Mr. Lamb. And Mr. Lamb is saying that he likes to hear the sound of the wind, and Derry is saying, I like to hear the sound of the rain. So here you remember the class 11 poem, Voice of the Rain. So the same thing, Derry is saying that the rains are making a kind of sound which is maybe for a person who is not having any kind of interest in rain or any kind of interest in natural things, probably it is just a sound for him. But if you are a poet or if you are Mr. Lamb, that sound will appear to you that the rain is probably talking to the person. So it depends from man to man, differs, right? Mr. Lamb, so you are not lost, are you? Not altogether. You do hear things, you listen. So now Mr. Lamb is saying that means you are not lost. You are not lost within that temporary world, within the world that is not having any kind of validity for him. This world actually having some importance for Mr. Lamb. Derry, they talk about me downstairs when I am not there. What will he ever do? What's going to happen to him when we have gone? However, will he get on this world looking like that, with that on his face? That's what they say. Now he is talking about his parents and the family members, that always they are talking like this, that what I will do in my upcoming life. Mr. Lamb, Lord boy, you have got 2 arms, 2 legs and eyes and ears. You have got a tongue and a brain. You will get on the way you want, like all the rest. And if you choose and set your mind to it, you could get on better than all the rest. Now he is saying that there is nothing to explain. You are having everything perfect. So why are you having this kind of negative mind? Derry, how? Same way as I do. Derry, do you have any friends? Mr. Lamb, hundreds. Derry, but you live by yourself in that house. It's a big house too. Mr. Lamb, friends everywhere. People come in, everybody knows me. The gate is always open. They come and sit here, and in front of the fire in winter, kids come for the apples and pears, and for toffee. I make toffee with honey. Anybody comes. So have you? Derry, but I am not a friend. Mr. Lamb, certainly you are. So far as I am concerned, what have you done to make me think you are not, means you are not my friend? Derry, you don't know me. You don't know where I come from or even what my name is. Mr. Lamb, why should that signify? Is it really very important to know your name to make a kind of friendship with you? Do I have to write all your particular down and put them in a filing box before you can be my friend? So is it very necessary that I have to take all your details before I declare that you are my friend? Derry, I suppose not. No, it's not necessary. Mr. Lamb, you could tell me your name if you choose, and not if you didn't. Derry, only it's Derek, but I hate that. Derry, if I am your friend, you don't have to be mine. I choose that. Mr. Lamb, certainly. Now first time he revealed his name, that my name is Derek, but he actually hates the name and he is saying that Derry is good for him. Mr. Lamb, certainly. Derry, I might never come here again. You might never see me again, and then I could not still be a friend. Now he is saying that probably I will not come here again. Mr. Lamb, why not? Derry, how could I? You pass people in the street and you might even speak to them and you never see them again. It doesn't mean they are friends. Now what he is saying, that you are watching so many people. You pass people in the street and you might even speak to them, but you never see them again. So they are coming, they are meeting, and they are not coming to you again. So how can you say that they are your friends? Now Mr. Lamb, does not mean they are enemies either, does it? And Mr. Lamb is saying, okay, I accept your logic that they are not my friends, but they are not my enemies also, right? Derry, no, they are just nothing, people, that's all. Means whenever he is having his conversation with him and he is losing the argument, he changed the topic. Mr. Lamb, people are never just nothing, never. Derry, there are some people I hate. Mr. Lamb, that would do you more harm than any bottle of acid. Acid only burns your face. And Mr. Lamb is saying that if you are hating people, that is more dangerous than the acid. Derry, only Mr. Lamb, like a bomb only blew up my leg. There is worse things can happen. You can burn yourself away inside. So Mr. Lamb is saying that if you are hating people, that is more dangerous, because acid can burn your face from outside, but this kind of hatred, this kind of jealousy, this kind of mentality will burn you from inside, and which is absolutely right. Derry, after I had come home, one person said he would have been better off stopping in there in the hospital. He would be better off with others like himself. She thinks blind people only ought to be with other blind people and idiot boys with idiot boys. Now, there is saying that there are also some people who are saying that we should stay with those kind of people, those are having similar kind of characteristic or similar kind of outlook. Blind boy should live with a blind boy. Okay. Mr. Lamb, and people with no legs altogether. Derry, that's right. Mr. Lamb, what kind of world would that be? And now Mr. Lamb is saying, then what kind of world would that be? What kind of world it is? Derry, at least there would be nobody to stare at you because you were not like them. And Derry is saying that probably in that world where blind boys are living together, where the physically challenged persons are living together, there will be no one to stare at you because all are same. So, we stop here and we will see that what kind of explanation Mr. Lamb is giving against this concept, right.